What if I told you that everything in your life, your health, your wealth, your relationships, is not a fixed reality, but an invitation to step into a field of infinite possibility that is waiting for your signal right now? For the next few minutes, we are not just going to talk about change. We are going to access the very operating system of reality and program in a new future. If you're ready to stop living as a memory of your past and start creating as a force of nature, then you need to see this. This is how you become the creator of your life. Have you ever felt it? That quiet, nagging sense that there is more. More to your life, more to your potential, more to this reality than the routine you wake up to every single day. Look around you. This room, this body, this life you know, it is the past, made physical. It is a memory, already recorded. Your personality, your reactions, even your deepest insecurities. They are just habits of energy and thought, rehearsed for so long they've become a prison of the familiar. But what if I told you that right now, in this very moment, you are standing at the edge of a field? Not a field of grass or flowers. A field of pure potentiality. A quantum field of infinite possibilities where every future, every parallel reality, every version of you that you have ever dreamed of, already exists. And the door to that field is not out there. It is in here. Toch's heart, then temple. The door is the present moment, the now. But to step through, you must be willing to do the one thing the old you is terrified of. You must leave yourself behind. You must break your addiction to your own identity, to the person forged by every hurt, every disappointment, every story you've been telling yourself. That person can only create a past-like future. So how do we create a new future? We stop thinking about it, and we start feeling it. We start being it, right now. Science now proves it. When you close your eyes, and in the theater of your mind, you rehearse a new possibility with such vivid detail, such focused attention, you are forging new networks in your brain. You are pruning the hardware of the old you. But that's just step one. Step two is the magic. You must marry the thought to a new emotion, not the emotion of your past, not anxiety, not lack, not unworthiness. You must generate the emotion of your future, gratitude. Joy, love, for an event that has not yet happened. Why? Because your body is your subconscious mind. It only believes what it feels. If you can make your body believe it is already living in that new reality, if your heart is radiating that future, joy, your cells are bathing in those future chemicals, then your body is no longer a record of the past. It becomes a blueprint of the future. You are, quite literally, sending a new electromagnetic signature out into the quantum field. And the field must respond. It has no choice. It organizes matter and energy around the frequency you broadcast. This is not positive thinking. This is quantum creating. You are learning to become the observer of your new life before you experience it. You are planting a future memory so deep in your being that the universe has no option but to line up the people, the opportunities, the synchronicities to match that memory. So today, I invite you to do the radical thing. Stop trying to fix your old life. Let it go. Let the old self, the struggling self, the limited self, let it die in the past where it belongs. And in this present moment, this sacred, generative now, close your eyes. See that version of you that is already whole, already healed, already living in abundance and joy and freedom. See it with clarity. Now, feel it. Let that feeling of wholeness swell in your chest. Let that gratitude for a gift not yet received flood your being. Let your body know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that it is real. You are no longer a passive passenger in this life. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are a creator, a quantum citizen. You have the codes within you to access the field and collapse a miracle. The future is not a place you are going. It is a place you are creating from this moment. From this energy, from this new, elevated version of you. So, who do you intend to become? And what future are you willing to feel today? Access the field and begin. Holds a final, powerful silence, allowing the energy to resonate. The concept of the no as a portal is a radical departure from our normal, linear experience of time, where the present is merely a fleeting, inconsequential point between a vast past and an uncertain future. In that conventional view, you are a product of your history, forever destined to project it forward. But the quantum model reveals a stunning truth. The present moment is the only place where reality is actually being generated. It is the singular, fertile ground where consciousness meets possibility. When you are fully anchored in the now, not replaying past memories or anxiously living future worries, You step out of the stream of predictable cause and effect. You become, in that stillness, the conscious observer. And in quantum physics, the observer is not passive, the observer influences the outcome. Your focused attention in this moment is the very mechanism that selects one probability from the infinite soup of potentials in the quantum field and draws it into physical existence. Therefore, this moment is not insignificant, it is the generative gateway, the control panel. Every thought, every feeling, every state of being you cultivate right now is a set of coordinates you are programming into the field. The portal is not somewhere else, it is accessed by the profound decision to be fully here, to bring the full weight of your awareness into this breath, and to choose, from this clean slate, the energy and intention that will define your next moment, and the one after that, until a new future is woven into being. The identity you currently carry, the you believe yourself to be, is a carefully curated construct built from the raw materials of your personal history. It is a collection of memories, emotional reactions, habitual thoughts, and hardened beliefs about who you are and what you are capable of. This known self is neurologically and chemically etched into your being every time you react with a familiar fear, succumb to a predictable doubt, or retreat into a well-worn narrative. You are strengthening that old architecture. You become, in essence, chemically addicted to your own past, secreting the same hormones and neurotransmitters that reinforce the very identity you may wish to transcend. This is the great trap. This known self can only perceive and create a future that is a logical, linear extension of its past. Its vision is limited to the boundaries of its own remembered experiences. To genuinely attract a new future, one of breakthrough, healing, or unprecedented abundance, you must therefore be willing to dismantle this familiar identity. It requires breaking the addiction to the emotional states that define the old you. You must stop reaffirming the personality born from past wounds, limitations, and stories. The work is to consciously interrupt the automatic processes of thought and feeling that keep the old self in power, to let that limited identity die through disuse, making space for a new consciousness, a new electromagnetic signature, to emerge from the field of pure potential. To move beyond intellectual hope and into embodied creation, you must recognize that your body is not merely a vehicle for your brain, it is the physical manifestation of your subconscious mind. It learns not through language, but through experience and feeling. It lives in a constant state of the past, as every ingrained habit, emotional reaction, and chronic condition is a memory played out in flesh, blood, and chemistry. Merely thinking positive thoughts about a new future is like whispering new instructions to a supercomputer that is hardwired with an old, dominant program. The body, loyal to its past programming, will inevitably override those whispers with its familiar, chemical reality. Therefore, the quantum leap occurs when you stop trying to convince your mind and start programming your body. This is done by generating and sustaining the elevated emotional states of your desired future, such as profound gratitude, unbounded joy, or authentic love, before any external evidence appears. When you sit in meditation and feel the swelling wholeness of your future healing or the exhilarating freedom of your future success so deeply that your heart resonates with coherence and your cells bathe in new chemistry, you are doing something revolutionary. You are providing your body with a visceral, emotional experience of a reality that has not yet happened. You are downloading a new future into your biological hardware. The body, having now felt this new possibility, begins to believe it is true. It stops being a record of the past and transforms into a living blueprint of the future, aligning its biology to match the signal you are broadcasting, thus magnetizing the corresponding reality from the field. To dismantle the emotional signature of the past is to engage in a deliberate and precise act of neurological and chemical alchemy. This signature is not an abstract idea, it is a physical, living network within you. Every time you recall a past hurt with resentment, or anticipate a future problem with anxiety, you are not just having a thought, you are firing specific neural pathways and secreting a familiar cocktail of chemicals that reinforces your identity as someone who was hurt or is vulnerable. This repeated process solidifies your past into your present biology. The key to freedom, therefore, lies in overwhelming that old signature with a new, more dominant, and coherent signal. This is achieved through sustained, focused attention on your desired future, married without fail to an elevated emotion like heartfelt appreciation or boundless joy. This powerful combination does two critical things simultaneously. First, the focused mental rehearsal forges new synaptic connections, literally building the neurological hardware of your new future self. Second, and more crucially, the cultivated, elevated emotion floods your system with a completely different chemical profile, one of growth, repair, and possibility. This new chemical bath begins to weaken the old, lower, vibrational pathways through dessous. You are no longer feeding them with the energy of your attention and the fuel of familiar, limiting emotions. You are, synapse by synapse, hormone by hormone, dissolving the very architecture of your former limitations, creating an internal vacuum that the quantum field must rush to fill with experiences that match your new, liberated frequency. True, lasting transformation is not a singular event, but a synchronized symphony of three fundamental elements, each essential and powerless without the others. The first is the Zediseza new thought, the clear, detailed, and persistent mental rehearsal of your desired future. This is where you consciously design the blueprint, using the focused power of your attention to construct new neural pathways in the brain, carving out the possibility from the substance of your mind. However, thought alone is ethereal and lacks the creative force to materially alter your reality. It must be fused with the second element, Allur's new, elevated emotion. This is the vital catalyst. By generating the feelings of gratitude, joy, love, or awe for that future reality, as if it is already present, you inject the blueprint with life. You move it from the conceptual realm into the emotional and chemical realm, signaling to every cell in your body that this new potential is real and imminent. Finally, this fusion must occur within the third element, Ash new state of being, which is the profound practice of present moment awareness. This is the sacred ground of creation. It is in the unwavering, now, free from the pull of past memories and future anxieties, that you can fully embody the thought and the emotion without contradiction. You become a coherent signal, mind, heart, and awareness unified in a single frequency. Practiced repetitively, this Triune alignment ceases to be an exercise and becomes your innate state, your new normal, from which your future naturally and effortlessly unfolds. The heart is not merely a pump, it is the most powerful electromagnetic generator and broadcaster in the human body, producing a field that extends far beyond your physical form and carries information into the quantum field. This field is not static, its quality and coherence are directly shaped by your emotional state. When you are entangled in the chaotic, survival-based emotions of the past, frustration, anxiety, fear, your heart rhythm becomes erratic and incoherent. This sends a scrambled, disordered signal into the field, reflecting inner conflict and attracting more of the same chaotic energy. The pivotal shift in creation occurs when you consciously cultivate an elevated emotional state, such as profound gratitude, unconditional love, or deep reverence. These states produce a smooth, ordered, and harmonious rhythm in your heart, a state of coherence. This coherent heart rhythm creates a powerful, laser-like electromagnetic signal. It is this clear, high-order broadcast that organizes the invisible potentials in the quantum field, arranging energy and possibility around its dominant frequency. You are no longer begging the universe from a place of lack, you are commanding it from a place of wholeness. Your coherent heart becomes the tuning fork for reality, pulling synchronistic events, people, and opportunities toward you that resonate at that same harmonious frequency. In this state, your very being is a declaration of the future you wish to inhabit, and the intelligence of the field has no choice but to mirror that declaration back to you as your physical experience. Coherence 7, the observer effect made personal. The most profound discovery of quantum physics is the observer effect. The act of observation itself determines the state of a particle, collapsing waves of probability into a fixed reality. This is not merely a laboratory curiosity, it is the fundamental mechanics of personal creation, made intimate. In your life, you are constantly acting as the observer. The critical question is what are you observing? If your primary focus is the external world of problems, limitations, and past conditions, then you are using your power of observation to solidify that very reality. You are collapsing the quantum field into more of the same. To change your life, you must change what you observe with passionate, detailed focus. This is where meditation becomes your laboratory. When you close your eyes and withdraw your senses from the outer environment, you are not retreating from reality, you are entering the creative void where reality is born. In that inner space, you become the conscious observer of a new potential. You vividly observe, with full sensory detail, the future self that is already healthy, the circumstance that is already abundant, the reality that is already whole. By holding that observation with unwavering attention and elevated emotion, you are performing the ultimate alchemy. You are collapsing the wave function of infinite possibility into a single, tangible future event. You cease to be a passive victim of your environment and become the active author of your destiny, using the focused beam of your awareness to literally pull a new reality from the unmanifest field into the world of form. Sizziadef living in the future memory. A future memory is not a daydream or a vague hope. It is a deliberate and rigorous neurological rehearsal of an event that has not yet occurred in linear time. It is the conscious process of constructing, in the present moment, a rich and detailed internal experience of your desired reality so potent that your brain and body cannot distinguish it from an actual past event. To create this, you must move beyond merely visualizing an outcome. You must immerse yourself in it multisensorially, seeing the details of the environment, hearing the sounds, engaging in the dialogue, and, most critically, feeling the profound emotional states associated with the achievement. This could be the overwhelming gratitude of perfect health, the expansive joy of genuine connection, or the deep peace of financial freedom. By repeatedly entering this state in meditation, you are doing something revolutionary. You are encoding a memory of the future into your neural architecture. Your brain begins to wire itself to think, feel, and react from the perspective of this new reality. More powerfully, your body, convinced by the emotional chemistry you are generating, starts to biologically and electromagnetically align with this future as if it were a present fact. You are not waiting for an external event to make you feel whole. You are feeling whole now to cause the external event. The future memory becomes a magnetic point in time, pulling you forward and instructing the quantum field to organize circumstances to match what your entire being already knows and remembers as true. Sesanaim surrender as an active state. True creation is a dance between focused intention and intelligent surrender, a process often misunderstood as passive resignation. It is not about relinquishing your vision, but about releasing your attachment to the specific, linear pathways you believe it must follow. Your role as the creator is to become impeccably clear on the Eller's what and the Beller's why, to define the essence of your desired future, and to embody its emotional signature with every fiber of your being. You broadcast this coherent signal through your sustained focus and elevated heart coherence. This is the work. Surrender is the release of the how. It is the conscious decision to stop forcing outcomes with the limited logic of your past mind, which only knows solutions based on former conditions. When you surrender, you are not giving up, you are opening up. You are moving from a state of tense willpower, which is rooted in lack and control, to a state of trusting receptivity. You acknowledge that the quantum field possesses an intelligence far vaster than your conscious reasoning, an intelligence that can orchestrate people, opportunities, and synchronicities in ways you could never engineer. This active surrender is a state of profound faith and heightened awareness. It is standing in the certainty of your signal while remaining open and alert to the guidance, the inspired ideas, and the intuitive nudges that arise to guide your actions. You become a cooperator with the field, allowing it to work through you, rather than a laborer trying to push against the entire universe to make your will happen. The Seeker Setter of becoming a quantum citizen. This journey culminates in a fundamental identity shift, evolving from a material citizen, living solely by the Newtonian laws of cause and effect where you react to a seemingly solid, separate world, into a quantum citizen. A quantum citizen understands and lives by a different set of principles, recognizing that the primary currency of reality is not matter, but consciousness, energy, and information. You no longer perceive yourself as a biological automaton trapped in a predetermined timeline, but as a conscious node of creation within a responsive, intelligent field of possibilities. Your internal state, your thoughts, your emotions, your state of being, is no longer a private experience, but your most powerful broadcast, actively structuring the energy around you. This new paradigm demands radical personal responsibility. You cannot blame external conditions, for you recognize them as a mirror and an effect of your inner world. As a quantum citizen, you take sovereignty over your energy. You learn to consciously modulate your emotional and electromagnetic broadcast, knowing it is your direct order to the universe. You live from the future you wish to create, using the present moment as the portal to collapse that possibility into form. This is an invitation to participate in reality at its most fundamental level, to co-create with the field, and to finally experience the freedom and power of knowing you are not a victim of your environment, but the author of your experience, woven from the infinite fabric of potential itself. So the door is open. The field is waiting. The only question that remains is, who will you choose to become? The version of you bound by yesterday's story, or the quantum citizen of a brilliant new future? The power was never out there. It is in here, in this moment, in the choice you make right now to live from a new energy. If this resonated with you, if you felt that shift, that possibility, then I need you to do something important. First, subscribe to this channel. This is not just about one video. This is about a journey. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because we are going deeper. This is your toolkit for a new life. Then, like this video, it tells the algorithm that this is important, that this message needs to reach more people who are ready to wake up and create. Most importantly, I want to hear from you. Comment below and tell me, what future memory did you start to create today? What energy are you choosing to broadcast? Your story is a signal that inspires others. And finally, share this. Share it with one friend, one family member who you know is searching for more. Be the person who hands them the key. Let's build a community of creators, a network of powerful signals changing the world from the inside out. The future is not something you find, it's something you build. And you start building it now. I'll see you in the next video.